also for me, that's amazing. You can live on very nice places and at the same time you can work all over the world. That I really like that also. But then what was the most interesting person you met on your travels? Maybe share about a very interesting meeting you had. Okay, yeah. Welcome everybody to this brand new video podcast for my YouTube platform. I call this podcast the Tec-One Stories, and I have to tell a lot of interesting stories about digital freelancers. And I'm really happy that for the first story I have here on the screen, Dinh, who is an exceptional digital freelancer. He's a high quality EQ virtual assistant. He will explain in a minute what that means, but he's really amazing. He's a special virtual assistant, not only doing virtual assistant work, but much more. And yeah, thank you that you are here in this interview now. And please tell us, also the audience, your story and what it is about this EQ virtual assistant and what you do. What is your focus?
Yes, it's my pleasure to be here, and my name is Thanh. So, and I'm a virtual assistant, and I have been around the industry for like 4 years. For the past 4 years, I had the absolute honors to work with 17 different clients. They are all wonderful people from different industry and all across the globe. So, and what about like the virtual assistant, high EQ things? Because, with the AI thing, AI is becoming a big thing. AI is dominating every aspect of our online life. And if you have a business online, or if you are online, you know that people talk about AI all the time. People talk about ChatGPT. People talk about Google Bard, and suddenly, like some people say that AI can replace human in business. So I absolutely disagree. I still see human as an important part. It's unreplaceable in every business in the online world. Whether you have AI, you have the most powerful tools we have right now, you can't replace human. So that's why I call myself a high EQ virtual assistant, because I know what I'm doing now and what I will be doing in like many years forward, no AI tools can replace. And that's why I'm sitting here. Yes, that's why I'm sitting here with Dr. Werner to discuss my story and everything. So, thank you.
No, this is really interesting, and a lot of people talk about it, and we also talked about it in our meetings, in our coachings. But what do you see? So if you summarize it, what part will be taken over by the AI, and what part will be taken over by virtual assistants or assistants like you? So how can we split our work? AI helps a lot. We cannot discuss it, but there are some parts which cannot be taken over by AI. So what do you see? What parts taken over by AI and what by virtual assistants like you?
Okay, so basically, right now, everything that is repetitive and everything that is, focused more on like, easy and like everything like people can do right now at the lowest level. Like, for example, for us virtual assistant, some jobs like drafting emails, data entries, and yes, and very low entry stuff. AI can do that. I see AI tools, very powerful AI tools who can do some graphic design. AI tools can do like data entry for you and
Yes.
AI tools who can even like write social media caption for you. So, and AI gonna be like even more powerful moving on to the futures. So I think, yeah, AI can do. I will admit it. AI can do like almost everything that I can do now. But the reason why AI like won't replace me is because that, okay, for example, AI can write social media caption, right? But it sounds nothing like a human at all. It sounds like a robot tone of voice. And trust me, your audience, people want to interact with people. No one want to, yeah, some generate like, AI generated content on their new feed.
Yes.
It's going to be
Yes.
very boring. So yes, AI AI can do that for me, but
Yeah.
I can I still I still need to be there to like breathe and breathe some like something like human, some of my human, like my humors and my tone
Yeah.
of voice, yes, into the caption, so people know that they are interacting with a human being, not like a robot. So
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, this is what I also see, that in social media, in LinkedIn content, you feel it, right? You maybe cannot really say what is the difference in the content, but you really feel it. And you have a lot of experience also with video content. You have a really great portfolio about video content, and you feel it, whether there is a human behind it or it's only AI. And you have also first, another question, and then we go on to your main audience, because you also focus on business coaches. But first,
Yes.
I have seen a lot of people that have a lot of depression and burnout, right? Because of the use of AI and all the stress. I think you have also a story to tell about it. You were very open also on LinkedIn. You shared your story. So you're young, very young. You have a very great portfolio, but also you have a story to tell about stress, right?
Yes, I do. Because I myself suffer from stress and burnout back in
Mhm.
2020. That's I actually start my freelancing journey back in 2019. My first
How
ever
old have
free.
you been when you started? You were very young, right?
Yeah, I was 18 at the time.
Amazing,
I
amazing.
wasn't
That's
even,
really
yeah,
amazing. With 18, you
I
started your virtual assistant career. That's really amazing. I appreciate that. Really,
yes,
it's amazing.
yes. So at that times, when I was 18, I didn't even enter university back,
Yeah.
back in the times. So I discovered freelancing by just a Google search. I didn't remember what I searched, but basically a Google search, and then I end up like my first ever freelancing gigs was to write a blog content in
Uh-huh.
English. But at that
Really
time,
interesting.
yeah, at that time I was a terrible writer. I just graduated from high school. I didn't know better. Like then uh, from then I you know then that's the first experience, and then I became a translator very short times. And in 2019, like 2019 end, and then COVID hit in
Mm-hmm.
2020, I
Mm-hmm.
start getting serious into like virtual assistant thing, and I start getting client. That's the good thing is I start getting client. So when I get client, it's very exciting. It was the best feeling in the world
True.
for a
That's
freelancer.
true.
Yes,
That's so
yes,
true.
you have clients, and then you just want to devote everything that you have for them. So I
Mm-hmm.
get one client, I get two clients, and then I get my third clients. And at that time, I work with three people, just three people, at one time, at once. So I devote everything, and then I still go to school. Back then, I still go
Oh,
to like,
amazing.
yeah, I still go to
Both. You did
college.
both at the same time. Oh, wow. That's
Yes,
great.
I did both. I My day would be like I wake up at 6:50, so I can get into like Zoom class at 7 a.m. So and then I study to 11:30. I have lunch, I have a little nap, and then since I don't have class in the afternoon, I would work for the client. So basically, at that time, I was working and studying for 11 to 12 hours a day. I wouldn't go to bed until like 1 a.m. to work for my client. If I have class, I'll start working later. But my day is basically 12 hours just for like work and for school. So at that times like school, okay, school is a part of my life, but for my client, for my freelancing business, I can, yeah, that's like the early state of my business.
And then you went into burnout, right?
Yes, I put everything that I have. I work for 12 hours a day. I don't have a day off for like I don't know how many months. I think 3 to 4 months of 2020. That's what I do. Like I didn't even leave, left the house. Like because of COVID, but also because like I I just work. At the time, I just work. I didn't do anything. I was burned out. At the time, it was terrible. It was for almost a week straight. I didn't even like leave my bed, so I just lay there. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I play video games, and I didn't even join like class, Zoom class, because I just don't feel like anything. I just don't want to do anything for a week straight. Uh, at that time I didn't even work either. So just a week on the bed, just don't do anything.
But how could you restart? Because a lot of people have that feeling for a long, long time and cannot even restart. How could you restart everything?
Okay, so it was also I'm very thankful for my client because I have a very serious conversation with one of my clients, and they advise me to like take it slower and just kind of like find a pace. Yeah, that she told me that okay, I don't see what you're doing is sustainable if you want to be like in this game, in this freelancing game long term for long times. You have to like rethink the way that you are doing this. So
but it's a
yeah,
very
I
nice
think
client. It's a very nice client. That's
yeah, and
exceptional.
is yeah, she was a business coach, so that's one of the
Oh wow.
reasons. Yeah, yeah,
This is also the reason why you focus on business coaches, right?
yes, because they are very nice people. And yeah, so okay, so I sat down at the time. I sat down, and I think, okay, I want to do this for 10, 15, or even 20 years later. But it's not a sprint. The point is, it's not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's a journey.
Yeah,
And
true.
and I can't just do this 12 hours, 12 every single day like this for the rest of that time. I can't do it. No human being can do that. So yeah, I decided to take it slower. I start getting into like time management because at that time time management is like a non-existent concept to me. So I start to go to YouTube to start looking for videos about time management, and then I decided to divide my day. So I decided to work more scientifically. So I started to divide my day. I start like I have to have a schedule for myself. So at that time,
Yes.
school, for example, school in the morning or in the afternoon. So if I have school in the morning, I'll just take school in the morning, and then in the afternoon, from for example, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., I have a task that I need to complete for this client. I'll only focus on that. and from I'll take a break from 3 to 5 p.m. for example, and from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. I will like do this task for this client. It's easy task. It's very easy
Yes.
task that I can do very fast. And then I take a break to have dinner, and then at night I just work on more tasks. But like I have a very like strict schedule that I
Yeah,
follow, and
and
it
the
works, and
breaks.
it works.
But the
Yes,
breaks are,
it works.
yeah, it works. The breaks are very
Yeah,
important, right? Typically, when
yeah,
you work a lot, you forget about the breaks, but that's wrong. Actually, the breaks
yes,
are helping you to work more efficiently and better. And also something else, what helps me, and I know also helps you, is traveling. And now you are not in your home country, you're not in Vietnam, you're in Bali, right? You have traveled to other countries the last month and you work from there. So you meet people there, you meet people in the co-working spaces, and you told me that this helps also a lot, right? So what about traveling? When did you start traveling? Also in the very young age?
okay. So for my like traveling passion, it's because when I was younger, my family we didn't have money to travel.
Mhm.
So for every single years, we will just go to a destination to like it's a beach town. So for every single year, we just go to that beach town every years to for 2 to 3 days a year. That's all the only like travel that I have. But like I'm very curious about the world at that time, and I'm still now. I'm very curious about the world. I want to know more. I want to experience, and that's why when I was in high school, I start to think more into traveling, into like air travel and to different culture. And I when I was when I go to college, I have to pick my major, and that's why I pick tourism and hospitality management. So it's
Uh-huh.
based
Oh,
on
really?
it's based on my passion for travel. But I
Oh,
realized it wasn't for me. So I actually did that Google search to like find something that I can do while traveling. So that's why I come up, I came across freelancing. So
yeah.
yes, that's the passion. I have my
So you
passion
can
for traveling.
combine work and traveling because you're a digital
Yes,
freelancer. That's amazing, right? And also for me, that's amazing. You can live on very nice places and at the same time you can work all over the world. That I really like that also. But then what was the most interesting person you met on your travels? Maybe share about a very interesting meeting you had.
uh, yes. So basically, I met there's a guy who just go around the world to give hugs to people, and he do
Really amazing.
yes, yeah, he give free hugs to people. He
Really.
and yes, and he film it. He film all the process of giving hugs, and he give daily inspiration to people. He's very hardworking. Like on his Instagram channel, like someday he can post like 3 to 4 like motivational videos while traveling and giving hugs to people. He told
And
me
you
that
have
at that
met that
time,
you have met that person already in person. I think I have seen him on YouTube, but you have met him in person.
yeah, I met him in
Oh
person.
wow! Where did you meet
Yeah,
him?
when I was actually traveling to Thailand.
Oh wow! I think we should
Yes.
share this link in the comments so that
Oh yeah,
everybody can also see that. Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Is there a video
Uh,
where we can see that he hugged you?
yeah, I just a very short period, but it was a long time ago. So yeah, just
Yeah.
I think we can just give them the link to his Instagram. So
Yes.
basically, what he did is this guy is Canadian, so he go around the world to give people free hugs. At the time that we met, he told me that he have given like more than 16,000 free hugs all around the world. Yes,
Wow.
and then he documented. He, he's still an entrepreneur. That's something I'm very proud. I'm very like about him. He still have an entrepreneur spirit. So it's
Yeah.
not like he go around the world giving free hugs. Also, he have like a website to sell his t-shirt. He have a very
Yeah.
cool t-shirt. Yeah, like it was like hug for love. Yeah, I think that's what it called. So he sold those t-shirts to people while traveling the world, hugging people and record everything to on Instagram. I think yeah, on Instagram, and he even appears on radios and television already. Yes, I love
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah. And he has also a business model. That's interesting. So he makes free hugs, relaxes during his work, but at the same time he has an entrepreneurial spirit. And yeah, this is actually what we want to also to talk about in this Tec-One Stories podcast. It is always about 15 minutes because I want to show that in 15 minutes we really can do a lot of things. My coachings are also 15 minutes. So to summarize, we talked about virtual assistant, AI, and what AI can do and cannot do, and also that a virtual assistant is very necessary and you really need to focus on your work, but at the same time have breaks. And yeah, this is the reason why I really focus on 15-minute sessions. You should really focus on short sessions, very focused, and work very focused with a very big concentration, and then make a break and then work again. And yeah, as digital freelancers and digital nomads, we can enjoy our life and at the same time work very hard for our clients. And this is what Dan is doing and what a lot of other freelancers are doing. And I will show you a lot of other people, other stories from digital freelancers in the next weeks. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and you will see a lot of interesting stories and can learn from it. Yeah, stay tuned and see you soon in my podcast.